666.
Number one. Well, this is exciting. This has been all the rage, hasn't
Oh,
it?
yes.
Holy
Let's
man.
do it.
Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know if you've heard of him, joined Saudi Arabia club Al Nassr. Portugal captain Cristiano Ronaldo has joined Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr on a 2.5-year deal. A month after the 37-year-old forward became a free agent when his contract with Premier League club Manchester United was terminated. My colleague, Lucian Ziegler, really hoped he would go to Chelsea, but they were outbid by Al Nassr. Al Nassr said the 5-time Ballon d'Or winner will join on a deal until 2025, but did not disclose any financial details. Ronaldo's contract with the team has been estimated by media to be worth more than $214.5 million.
Okay. How do we keep this segment really short? Because this is supposed to be yell up, but this is sort of worth a longer discussion. A few points to make. No, I've never heard of Cristiano Ronaldo. I've heard of Georgina Rodriguez.
And
I assume that
that is
I assume that he is her boyfriend, but I'm not really sure. I'm solely focused on her.
He's known as Mr. Rodriguez, is that correct?
I think so, yeah. And the reason why I make that point, aside to be crass, is that I think that this is sort of what we're seeing here is so much bigger than soccer, than football. They're going to be sort of like the Kardashians of Saudi Arabia for the next couple of years. Every move they make will be followed by local press. And Richard, you saw that Arabian Business is hiring a Ronaldo reporter to be basically based in Riyadh full time.
Something like 1,000 people have already applied.
That's amazing. And I'm sure that job would be awesome. And they've already given, so there's so much to talk about here. There's already so much news. Ronaldo did a huge ceremony this week in Riyadh on Monday. Took a PJ, uploaded a video confirming his deal. A few hours later, he was out there, kicking soccer balls around and taking photos with kids. It's really cool. This is big for Saudi soccer too, because it sort of adds a lot of legitimacy to Al Nassr, and really will help them with getting the World Cup in 2030 if, and I believe that's either part of his deal or not part of his deal, but he will be an unofficial spokesman. So I'm passing it over to you because that's, there's so much more.
Well, I agree. And also, I guess he and Miss Georgina have 2 kids. Is that right?
Yes.
Or expecting 2 kids, have 2 kids. They aren't married, so obviously they'll be living. So that's the sort of thing, the scrutiny will be relentless. We've just discovered that he can't make his debut with Al Nassr because he still has to serve out a penalty when he I guess, slapped a smartphone out of a fan's hand. So when he was at Manchester United, so he got penalized by FIFA. It's a 2-game penalty, which he hasn't served. So I gather his debut will be delayed. But that's a minor thing. The reports on his contract, I've seen several reports. One of them I've seen that the deal is broken into a football aspect, which is 75 million, and a commercial and image aspect, which is 134 million. Speaking to your point about being a representative and spokesperson for not only Saudi soccer, but regional soccer, Asian soccer. And, Lionel Messi is already a spokesman for the country in terms of tourism. It's really an interesting move. I mean, clearly he's 37. He's at the end of his career. But obviously the star power is almost unparalleled. It's sort of him and Messi, if you're talking about global recognition. And it's an interesting move. I mean, there are parallels with when David Beckham came to LA. So that was in 2007. But David Beckham was 31. It was a 5-year deal. But it'd be, for Saudi's perspective, it'd be nice if the parallel played out, because it really, really bumped up U.S. soccer. It added the prestige, added to the gate. Franchises grew. It was a good deal for everybody. That Beckham 5-year deal. So this is really a fascinating take, and it's going to be fun to watch, and it'll draw a lot of eyes and a lot of attention, and it'll definitely elevate the awareness of the Saudi football scene, which is considerable already.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it will elevate the Asian football club, Asian football league, in its entirety.
Yeah. Yeah. The media is going to benefit tremendously. Saudi Research and Marketing Group, some of these other big media outlets in the region will feast on this because everyone wants to know, not just in Saudi Arabia, what's going on with Ronaldo, but globally. I mean, he's the second biggest superstar now. He's among the top of all time. He's an absolute legend. Like you mentioned, 5-time Ballon d'Or. So, I mean, and the way this is being sort of couched is he's accomplished everything he needs to accomplish in European football. And now it's time for Asia. It's cool. It's fascinating. It was expensive for Saudi Arabia. It is expensive for Saudi Arabia. But this will sort of create so much in this. It's an investment really, and will create so much. So many reals will follow into this. A lot of interest, and I've read somewhere that he can be on loan. Is that correct? To some of these clubs in Europe if need be. So he may be back. Newcastle. That's right.
Newcastle. That's right. Apparently that wasn't part of his contract, but yeah, that's been rumored. And, if you look at, so last year, 2021, 22 matches, 125 million spectators attended matches in Saudi Arabia. 250 million watched it on TV. It's already a big ecosystem. It's already a really avid and strong fan base. People are going to start streaming Al Nassr games and Saudi League games and that sort of thing. And, that 250 million watching, will now move beyond the region and out, and it grows from there. So you don't even know what the long-term returns on this. And obviously that's what they're betting on. But it's going to be fascinating to watch, and things like this. So you said in jest, Georgina Rodriguez, but these little side stories. I hope they don't blow up, and I hope they become like the Kardashians.
Yeah,
you were talking about the Kardashians and the level of interest, but hopefully they can keep it together, not make mistakes, and do good.
Yep, Richard, this is devastating news for our club, Al Faya FC, out of Al Majma. So we will hopefully be pursuing our own big name international superstars to be brought into Al Majma to compete and to go head to head with Ronaldo.
I think Al Nassr and Al Faya are not in the same league. I'm certain they aren't, but you were exactly right. That opportunity is now off the table.
Yep.